Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you have your cup of coffee as you join me on this edition of Coffee with Tyler. So, hope you have that cup of coffee with you or your favorite beverage, and just going to provide you a few updates today. So glad to be with you again on this morning, and you know, it's been another week here at East Castle Place. As I'm recording this today, and hopefully as the memo says tomorrow, we remain with no additional COVID-19 cases, and so we're very happy about that, and that's the trend we want to continue. We also want to thank you for your part in that and your understanding of the continued restrictions that we have in place for you to maintain that COVID-free environment. The latest update, and kind of the biggest news that I have to share with you out of the COVID-19 update is the announcement that Governor Evers issued on Monday. So if you did not have the opportunity to see that or read the news, Governor Evers issued that skilled nursing centers across Wisconsin, so all 737 skilled nursings, would receive testing and be able to test their residents and staff in that environment. So I watched that press conference, and you may or may not have seen on CBS 58, I also said a thought or two on that, as I wasn't anticipating being kind of the focus, but nonetheless, I do believe it is a strong step in the right direction, as we need to know kind of where the virus is, and if we have asymptomatic residents, if we have asymptomatic employees, things of that nature, we need to take the precautions necessary. However, those precautions that we're taking currently wouldn't change, and so again, if someone were to test positive, our protocol is to be keeping them out of the community for 14 days, letting those symptoms subside. We would go back and retest. We have a very strong process from an employee standpoint, from a staff standpoint, to make sure that our staff are maintaining and being transparent with us and us with them, so that we can all fight this together. The other piece of that is we took the next step Tuesday morning. Myself, Lindsay Vigoot, and Ashley Drummond. Lindsay's the administrator, Ashley's the director of nursing. We've had a working relationship with Milwaukee County and have been commended by Milwaukee County on a number of occasions for the way in which we're handling the COVID-19. Unfortunately, when we had that phone call with Milwaukee County, they did not have any answers. And unfortunately, I received another note this morning, on Wednesday morning, that the state doesn't know quite how that's going to roll out. And what I mean by it is the testing. So there's a number of questions, there's a number of items that are still outstanding that we don't have answers for. And so as this has been very fluid throughout this entire time, it remains fluid. And so right now I think we have a little bit more questions than answers. And unfortunately, I'm not able to provide you at this time any further update on when we will receive the testing, how those testing sites or tests will be administered. I've heard everywhere from the National Guard will be responsible for doing it, all the way to the testing kits will be sent to the site, and then it'll be between you and the lab. So again, there's pretty large scales. Again, I don't know at this time, as I'm recording this, kind of how that testing is going to play out. I know a few of you approached me last week saying, Tyler, what's the update on testing? We're hearing about testing. And I wish I had more answers, because obviously I would share those with you. But I don't at this time. But do know that we are working very closely with our county health department as well as our state health department. And as we know more, obviously you will know more. And so I'm hoping that even in the memo tomorrow that you receive, or as you're watching this on Thursday, you'll receive, maybe we'll have some of those additional answers. that would be fantastic. And so again, I've talked with the director team already yesterday to kind of start planning for how that might look for East Castle Place, when, if, how we get those testing kits, and how we're going to test employees, things of that nature, and what protocols we are going to have in place. So again, that was strictly for the skilled nursing residents that Governor Evers spoke of. Obviously, I want to know kind of how that translates into our assisted living levels of care, our memory support levels of care, as well as in our independent living levels of care. Are those tests going to be available for testing? Are we going to test just even those that are not symptomatic, experiencing any signs or symptoms, so on and so forth. So again, I don't want to create panic. I don't want to create any undue stress to you, and I want to continue our transparent communication that we've really strived throughout this entire time, and continue that with you. And as I know more, you will know more. So again, that's really the biggest update that we, from a community standpoint, from an executive director level, skilled nursing level, have been trying to wrap our arms around, so that then we can know how to implement and be proactive and be strategic, and understanding what that's going to look like for our community. So, excuse me while I grab a sip of coffee. I encourage you to grab one as well. So again, that's on the COVID-19 front, and where we stand today. Again, this is Wednesday, May 6th, and it'll be airing on May 7th, tomorrow. So other than that, I hope you still are reading the memos that I am giving out on a weekly basis. I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Maureen Scribner, to Teresa Jenkins, to Mike Brever, who have really been helping distribute those memos. The director team helps proof them, as well as I have LCS, our management company, helping in proofreading those and how they're attributed to the community. But again, a huge shout out to the individuals I said earlier. I hope you are reading them. I know they may seem similar, but I think we can all agree that that's what we want. We want the continued updates to be that we're COVID-free, that we have taken and continue to take the proper precautions necessary to mitigate the risk of COVID entering our community. And again, with the testing that I just spoke about earlier, the chances that it increases, the chances that we have positive cases is there. I think that's just human, I don't want to say common sense, but the more testing we have, the more potential positive cases for asymptomatic employees may be there. Again, and so we just want to work through that with you. Again, I truly believe we follow the CDC guidance, we follow the county guidance, we follow the state guidance, we've taken LCS guidance, and really added those restrictions to the community early on in the process, but also throughout this entire time. Those restrictions, let me get to those. I know it's tough. I know that it's difficult, that these restrictions are still in place. I know that everybody is vying for that social interaction, for things to start, reopening or relaxing the standards. And unfortunately, as I said last week, those restrictions are going to remain in place. The safety of you, the health of you are still our paramount priority. Unfortunately, all of you reviewing this do fall into that over the age of 60 category, I believe. I apologize if somebody's watching that is not, but that's the category that I'm responsible for, and so those restrictions were kind of the first to be put on, and unfortunately are going to be the last to relax. I apologize if my memo gave kind of an inkling or a misconception of those restrictions and relaxing those last week. I wanted to give you the insight and really the look forward, maybe the hope that there are plans in place, that once we meet certain thresholds, certain criteria, we'll start to relax. But again, that timetable has not been determined, and I do not have that timetable to release to you. Again, but I also don't want to say that, we've met certain thresholds and then I don't have a plan in place. So again, I'm trying to be proactive, but again, I am keeping that very close to the vest, as they say. But I do also want you to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that there is hope, that we are going to get through this, that we will remain East Castle Place strong, and I appreciate all of your understanding. Again, as the memo's always said, I encourage you, if you have questions, reach out to me directly. You can email me. You can reach out to my phone, 414-963-8481. Call Lila at the front desk. She'll transfer you. Again, I know how detrimental and how tough this is. But at the same time, I also know how important and how imperative it is as well that we maintain these pretty strict restrictions. I want to remind you as well of our essential visitor policy. That has not changed. It is only essential caregivers, and really the only visitors that should be coming into the community are those that are essential for your care. That's again for you, as well as the protection to your neighbors, as well as the staff members. What we're doing is we're protecting what's being brought in, as we know we can help mitigate and restrict those that are going out. Now, again, the weather's was nice on the weekend. Now Wisconsin's kind of done its Wisconsin thing. But if you are going to be out in the community or out in the common areas, you must be wearing your mask. You will be checking, you will have your temperature checked. If you do go out to the hospital for some reason and come back, you will be restricted to your apartment for 14 days. This, unfortunately, is a criteria that we have to maintain. I've talked with the Catholic Home, I've talked with St. John's, I've talked with Ovation Jewish Home, and other communities. These restrictions are not East Castle Place centric or specific. These are the broad term that we're all doing. These are the best guidance we have, and until I receive other guidance, other direction, this is the guidance that's going to be in place. So, again, that's kind of the tough news. I appreciate your understanding. I appreciate your adherence to that. And again, I want to continue to encourage hope. I want to continue encouraging you that we will get through this. And again, use the motto. We've used it many times. ECP strong, East Castle Place strong. Again, our staff are incredible. That's kind of what we live by. So, again, I want to encourage you. Stay strong. But again, I encourage you to reach out with questions. So, all right. So I believe that is our COVID-19 update that I have for you this week. Again, May 6th. A sip of coffee is due. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? Well, this week has been a great week. Yesterday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, I hope you were all able to enjoy seeing some familiar faces. Laura and the director team, as well as Laura and her staff, did a great job in organizing kind of our Cinco de Mayo to you. Hope you were able to enjoy that. We also did walking tacos for the staff and celebrated with a casual day. You probably saw on our Facebook page or saw some of us with the sombreros on, just trying to make light of it. We also had churros, so a big shout out to the kitchen and Carlos and Stephanie and the team in there that made that possible for our 3 shifts of staff that worked yesterday. I also, today, as you're watching this, on Wednesday, May 6th, it started National Nurses Week. The theme, obviously, is our superheroes. So tomorrow, May 6th, we'll be celebrating that with cake, as well as gifts to our nursing staff. The staff at large are encouraged to wear superhero t-shirts. So you'll be seeing staff hopefully in some superhero type t-shirts and costumes, as our nurses and frontline directors staff are truly superheroes. National Nurses Week, if you didn't know, starts on Florence Nightingale's birthday and runs for a full week. So, Florence Nightingale's birthday is today. I'm sure someone may fact check me on that, and please do. But again, we're celebrating our nurses and the superheroes that they are this week in recognition of them. So, please join me if you see one of our superheroes and thanking them and encouraging them. They usually wear scrubs by day, but tomorrow hopefully we'll see capes on for them. Again, the other big piece, and again, it is celebrated on Sunday, is to our mothers. I want to say a happy Mother's Day to you all as we celebrate the incredible ladies in our life. As you all, I'm sure many are grandmothers or have been mothers at some point in your life, have a mother to celebrate, and so again, just want to wish you a very special Mother's Day, a happy Mother's Day. In that same vein, Anna Landis is not a mom yet. Anna is not had baby Landis yet. We are excited for baby Landis. We hope that she's a mom by Mother's Day. She does as well. And again, I will let you know. We'll have an announcement for Anna and baby Landis for you all as we get that news. So I emailed Anna this morning. She emailed me back, so I know that she's still and wanting to work up until that happens. All things are progressing well, I want to assure you. But again, Anna and baby Landis have not yet arrived. So again, a special Mother's Day celebration for you, all you moms out there on Sunday. Hope you're able to FaceTime and receive those Mother's Day cards from your family members. I know my mother and mother-in-law got the cards in the mail today, so they should receive their flowers on Sunday as well. And so again, Mother's Day, I feel so blessed. I'll just give you a little personal story of my mom. My mom is a nurse as well. Raised me, raised my brother and sister, and is just an incredible mom that I'm so blessed, so fortunate to have in my life. She's helped make me who I am today, and I know I'd probably be lost without her. So like many of you, I'm sure your family would say the same. Keeps us in line. She's had her fair share of stories that I'm sure she could share with you about my upbringing. But again, just really incredible, the moms out there, and really, truly, I think have one of the toughest jobs out there. I know I may have been, giving my mom a run for money a time or two, but again, I know she loves me, and again, I extend that love back to her, and just awesome. Unfortunately, I will not be able to visit her this year. We usually do a breakfast with her, make a brunch at the house, and spend the morning and do that in person. But this year will be a little different. But again, we're kind of wrapping up all those celebrations into one big one that we'll have hopefully in the near future. So again, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Some of you participated in the educational Zoom meetings that happened. Again, thanks to Laura and our IT department, we have 2 laptops available for checkout at 1 hour at a time. They're available at the front desk. You check them out, you bring them to your apartment, and they're connected to Wi-Fi. They have a Zoom application, so Zoom is video conferencing. There's instructions with that, and Laura was able to successfully trial that Zoom with a number of residents, and I think that education is actually going to continue. So I encourage you to do that. It's a great way to interact with family members during this time, And just another piece that we want to make sure you stay connected, utilizing technology that we have available to us, like we're doing right now as we come live to you. And so I encourage you to use that. Zoom technology, again, check that out. It's 1 hour increments is what we're asking, that you bring the laptop back to the front desk. We will disinfect it for you and make sure that it's disinfected upon you receiving it as well. So again, just taking those precautions. I'm sure, and I know many of you have done the Zoom meetings, so continue to encourage that. Side note, I'm actually going to be participating in a Zoom type wedding this weekend. Unfortunately, my friends, my wife's best friend, who she was the maid of honor for, matron of honor, is it maid or matron? Somebody will have to correct me on that. Was supposed to happen this weekend in Eau Claire, where I graduated college from, and unfortunately, due to circumstances, they're going to have a small venue wedding with less than 10 people. So her parents, his parents, the minister, as well as photographer, and then a number of the wedding party. My wife, I was supposed to usher for it, are going to jump on a Zoom and celebrate with a glass of champagne. So it'll be interesting. And then again, there'll be a reception where we'll get to be in person. But again, I'm not sure when that time is. And so they know that love that they have, they want to get married, they have their marriage certificate. So again, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting times. It's you know, we're all working through this together in our own ways. And so again, the encouragement, the different stories that I'm hearing are just incredible. So please continue to share that with me. Your words of encouragement, support, again, I've said it in the memos, are truly inspirational, are truly incredible, and are always appreciated. So again, that goes for myself as well as all staff, and again, I extend a thank you to you all. So what else do I have for you today? I'm gonna take another sip of coffee. If you didn't know, Starbucks up on Downer is back open. You have to do mobile ordering though. And then I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure they want you to wear masks and take proper precautions. And I'm not encouraging that, but I also know that some of you enjoy Starbucks, and so the Starbucks on Downer, from what I've heard from, is back open. So you know, there's that piece, but you do have to order online and no cash handling, and I believe you have to go in, go out, or they bring it to you curbside. As Governor Evers has started listening those restrictions for the state from curbside pickup and things of that nature. So, what else? Oh, the masked seamstresses. It's a group that we've been connected with. So many different organizations and different donors, some of which you have. A big shout out to Benny Perman's son. Gave us a number of masks, but we do have some cloth masks that are still available at the front desk. Those came from the masked seamstresses, so feel free to pick one of those up if you are in need of them. Again, masks are encouraged. We've changed our protocol a little bit from the employee side per CDC guidelines, and again, nothing that we did wrong, nothing that we should have been doing all along, but again, cloth masks are still encouraged for the general public, for general common spaces, and so those are still available to you at the front desk. And again, a reminder, please do wear those. And again, I encourage you to practice social distancing. I do strongly discourage it, and you know, should not happen is the congregating of residents in a small space. Again, social distancing continues to prove effective. So again, I encourage you to maintain that. So with that, you know, Pastor Epley has done a fantastic job in giving the employees, and I'm sure some of you have also seen the daily dose of happiness that we do. You know, it's just uplifting stories, things of that nature. Yesterday was the SGN, or Stories of Good News. It's put on by, I call him Jim from The Office, but by a celebrity that's just sharing good news, and it's lighthearted. You can YouTube it. I encourage you to do that. It breaks the monotony of some of the news that you might see in the normal news stations, and so it's all uplifting things, and it's just nice. It's about a 25-minute episode and different uplifting things. If you haven't seen the play Hamilton, I personally have not. I've wanted to go. I will see that at some point. But the entire cast from Hamilton jumped on a Zoom meeting again and sang a number from Hamilton for a super fan, a young lady. I think she was maybe 11 or 12, that reached out to SGN and said, you know, I'm a big fan, and through celebrities doing great things, they're able to coordinate and sing that song to her. So again, I encourage you to flip that on. It does uplift you. So I want to leave you again with my words of encouragement, my optimism. We will get through this. I know that there's a lot going on. I know that that's kind of, you know, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Tyler, you know, you say that every day, but is that really the case? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We will get through this. That's what we have to do. That's how we're made. We remain ECP strong. We're going to lean on each other. You know, lean on me, lean on the staff members, lean on each other. Because again, I know I've had to lean on my various directors during this time. But again, we're all here. I'm here for you. Teresa mentioned in the State of the Castle, she's there for you. And again, our one-to-one calls and visits that our director teams are doing, we're doing that for you to give you that sense of relief, give you that sense of support. So again, if you have questions, let me know. A huge thank you for taking the time with me this morning, and appreciate everybody that you're doing, and thank you. Thank you for what you are doing, and thank you for being a part of East Castle Place. Thank you for just being who you are. I can't wait to have all of you back together at some point. I think it's going to start, you know, at some point in smaller groups. But again, until then, I'll sign off with a sip. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and enjoy this weekend. Happy Mother's Day.